first in points with 111 points, Kyle Larson. Then Austin Dillon 107, Chastain 105, Jones 103, Custer 102, Buescher 100, Logano, Wallace 98, Stenhouse and Keselowski 96, 88 Kyle Busch, 87 Hamlin, Kurt Busch 83, Reddick 81, Elliott 73, Newman 73, and Harvick 72. So now we'll get to where things get interesting. So now we have to deal with the playoffs now, along with points. So the final 4 spots of the playoffs were determined by point standings throughout the season. So the final 4 playoff spots went to the top 4 drivers in points that have not won or that are not in the playoffs already. Hold on, let me move my camera back a little. Alright. We should be good now. Alright, so the final 4 spots in the round of 12 went to Austin Dillon with, if I can find it, with 107 points, Chris Buescher with 100 points, Bubba Wallace with 98 points, and Brad Keselowski with 96 points. Alright, so those are your 12, just for a reminder, your 12 playoff drivers are Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Cole Custer, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, Bubba Wallace, and Brad Keselowski. Alright, so for a little game here, take whatever driver you think is gonna make it. Pick whichever playoff driver you think is gonna win the championship, the playoff championship. Keep them in your head and see how well they do. Alright, you have your driver picked? Alright. So now we start the first round of playoffs, and for each round of playoffs there is 2 races, even the final round. And for the final round of the playoffs, to determine the playoff champion, it'll be whichever driver has the highest average finish of those 2 races, or the lowest average finish of those 2 races. So, the first race of the round of 12, we go to Circuit de Catalunya for 13 laps around the Grand Prix circuit, and the race winner was Bubba Wallace, locking himself into the round of 8. And it was me. Controlling Bubba Wallace, and the rest of the finishing results were Bubba Wallace winning, then Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Cole Custer, Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, Ryan Newman, Chris Buescher, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Stenhouse Jr., Denny Hamlin, Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, and Brad Keselowski. And points after Catalunya, first in points with 127 points, Kyle Larson. Wallace 120, Chastain 118, Custer 116, Jones 115, Dillon 111, Buescher 110, Stenhouse 102, Logano 100, Keselowski 97, Reddick 96, Kyle Busch 95, Hamlin and Kurt Busch 92, Newman 84, Harvick 80, and Elliott 76. And now we move on to the second and final race of the round of 12. And we go to Bathurst for 8 laps around the full circuit during the daytime. And your race winner is Kevin Harvick. Non-playoff driver, so no one locks themselves into playoffs at Bathurst. Your finishing results, winning Kevin Harvick was me. Then Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, Kurt Busch, Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Cole Custer, Joey Logano, Stenhouse, Kyle Busch, and Ryan Newman. And now points after Bathurst Kyle Larson with 143 is your points leader. Then Jones, 127. Chastain and Wallace with 126. Buescher with 124. Dillon, 122. Custer, 121. Keselowski, 107. Kurt Busch, 105. Stenhouse, 105. Logano, 104. Reddick, 103. Harvick, 102. Hamlin, 101. Kyle Busch, 97. Elliott, 91. And Newman, 85. So now we move on to the second round of the playoffs. But first, what drivers made it into the round of 8? Well, I'll tell you. Bubba Wallace lucked himself in by winning at Catalunya. So the other 7 spots were filled in by the the top 7 other playoff drivers in points. The 7 highest playoff drivers that were not locked in, and those were Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, Ross Chastain, Chris Buescher, Austin Dillon, Cole Custer, and Brad Keselowski. So, quick refresher, your round of 8 drivers are Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, Ross Chastain, Chris Buescher, Austin Dillon, Cole Custer, and Brad Keselowski. So, is your playoff driver that you picked in the round of 12 still going? So, then you're doing good. Alright, next, for the round of 8, we stop in Germany for both races. So, as our first stop takes us to the Hockenheimring for 11 laps around the full circuit. In the rain, I forgot to put that down. Your race winner was Chris Buescher, which was me, locking Chris Buescher into the round of 4, where he will fight for the playoff championship. Then the rest of the field, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Ryan Newman, Denny Hamlin, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Ross Chastain, Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Cole Custer, Stenhouse, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Tyler Reddick, Eric Jones, and Kyle Busch. So points after Hockenheimring. Kyle Larson still your points leader with 159 points. Then Buescher with 146. Chastain 136. Dillon 134. Wallace 131. Eric Jones 129. Custer 128. Keselowski 116, Hamlin 114, Harvick and Kurt Busch with 113, Stenhouse 111, Logano 108, Elliott and Reddick with 106, Newman 99, and Kyle Busch 98. It seems Kyle Busch's streak of not really running well has continued into this somehow. I don't know how, but it has. So after the win at Hockenheimring, Chris Buescher locked himself into the round of 4, where he's going to go fight for the championship. So next, to finish off the round of 8, we stay in Germany for the Nürburgring. We're going to run the GP circuit in 9 laps during the daytime. And the race winner is Austin Dillon, which was me. So the rest of the field, Austin Dillon winning at Nürburgring locks himself into the final 4. And then the rest of the field was Tyler Reddick, his teammate, finishing 2nd. Stenhouse, Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Newman, Ross Chastain, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Chris Buescher, and Cole Custer. So your points after race 14 of 16 is Kyle Larson with your points leader with 166 points. Second, Austin Dillon with 156. Buescher 148, Chastain 146, Bubba Wallace 143, Jones 143, Custer 129, Hamlin 127, Stenhouse 126, Reddick and Harvick 122, Keselowski 120, Kurt Busch 116, Elliott 114, Logano 113, Newman 110, and Kyle Busch 104. So that is the end of the round of 8 in the playoffs. So your 2 drivers that locked themselves into the round of 4 by wins were Chris Buescher and Austin Dillon. So, who do the other two spots go to? Well, once again, they go to the two highest placing playoff drivers in points that aren't already locked in. And those two drivers are, if I could find the name, here it is. It is. Alright. So, joining Chris Buescher and Austin Dillon is points leader Kyle Larson, and driver who is fourth in points, Ross Chastain. So your final four for the playoffs is Chris Buescher, Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson, and Ross Chastain. So in just 2 races, we will have crowned 2 champions, playoff champion and a points champion. I did both just because I thought it would be fun. Alright, so next, and the playoff championship for this round will be determined by whichever driver has the highest average finish of the 2 races in the round of 4. So first, we're going to start off the round of 4 with the penultimate race, which is at Homestead, Miami Speedway. We're going to be running 25 laps around the road circuit during the daytime. And your race winner is Ryan Newman. Came out of nowhere for that one because, well, it was me. I was racing as Ryan Newman there. Finishing second was Ross Chastain, which is huge for that team trying to go for the playoff championship. They finished second. Third, Stenhouse. Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, Chase Elliott, Cole Custer, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Kurt Busch, Tyler Reddick, Keselowski, Chris Buescher, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Kevin Harvick. So points after the race 15 of 16. Your points leader is Kyle Larson with 174 points. Second, Austin Dillon with 170. Chastain 162. Jones 155. Wallace 152. Buescher 152. Stenhouse 141, Custer 139, Newman 132, Hamlin 129, Reddick 128, Elliott 125, Keselowski 125, Kurt Busch and Harvick 123, Kyle Busch 117, and Joey Logano 116. And now, we move on to the final race of the season. We go to Indianapolis for 10 laps around the Grand Prix circuit during the daytime. And your race winner of the final race is Brad Keselowski, a non-playoff driver. So this will come down to whichever driver has the highest average finish. If any of the 4 drivers won and none of the others did, that would be a championship right there. That would be one way to win the playoffs. Alright, so Brad Keselowski is your winner at Indianapolis, and then finishing second is Bubba Wallace, and then Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, Eric Jones, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman, Cole Custer, Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, Joe Logano, Denny Hamlin, Stenhouse, Chase Elliott, and Austin Dillon. So your points... Actually, I'll read the playoffs first, because I guess points are more exciting, right? Everyone who wants a full point season should probably be saying yes at this point. If y'all want anyone who wants a full points championship back, and that's where would probably be saying yes right now. So your playoff champion. All right, actually, I'll go from least to highest average finish of the 4. So the average finish of 13th. Finishing last in the round of 4 is Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher tried to get it done, but unfortunately just couldn't put it together in those last 2 races. Second, with a 10.5 average finish, is Austin Dillon in the number 3. He had one good race, and then he had one good race at Homestead, but unfortunately finished last at Indianapolis, which ruined his chances of winning the playoffs championship. And next, we have 2 drivers left, the 2 that made it into the round of 4 on points. Finishing with 8.5 average finish among the 2 races, Homestead and Indianapolis, was Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson not able to get it done, just coming up short there for the playoffs. And your playoff champion with an average finish of 2.5 in the round of 4, finishing second at Homestead and finishing third at Indianapolis. Ross Chastain coming out of nowhere throughout the season. He just came out of nowhere and took the playoffs for himself. Ross Chastain is your playoff champion. Now we get to the points. So, I'm going to go from last to first this time. Save the suspense. So, finishing last in points with 121 points is Joey Logano. 15th is Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott with 127. Kurt Busch, 130. Hamlin, 133. Harvick, 134. Newman, 141. Reddick, 142. Stenhouse, 144. Custer and Keselowski with 147. Buescher, 145. 158. I can't talk today. Wallace and Jones with 168. Austin Dillon with 171. And your points series champion, your points champion with 185 points is Kyle Larson. Came up just short in the playoffs, but he was able to stay consistent and take home the points championship. And if you're wondering, the driver finished second with 177 points, 8 points away from tying it. 8 points behind Kyle Larson was Ross Chastain. So coincidentally, no matter even with how much people hate on the playoffs, in this situation, the playoffs was the best drivers all season long. I will say that. I mean, 4 of the top 6 drivers in points were the final 4 in the playoffs. And when I determined 2 champions, a champion based on points and a champion based on the playoffs, those 2 champions were finished first and second in points, which is insane. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this longer video. And if y'all want to see something like this again, let me know. I sort of have another project coming up. But yeah, sorry to make y'all wait a week for another video, but this has been taking up all my time. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.